Alright, so now we're going to show you guys how to get people situated in a harness. The reason that my shirt is like this is that you can see what I'm doing as I do it. First step, we want you guys, those who are going to be putting harnesses on people, to do it to yourself so that you know what it's like, what it feels like. So there's the big loop here and then there's the two small loops. I have these labeled so that you can easily see what is what. See, so on this one I put an arrow down. That's where you put your leg through, so it doesn't flop around to the other side. So this says out for the outside, and there's an arrow down here. So put two legs through. And pull it out. The thing to remember when harnessing people and unharnessing people is to always start with the waist one, okay? So you take this, and then all you do is just tighten it on your body. Make sure it's snug. You don't want it too tight so the person's like, ugh, I can't breathe. But you also don't want it loose where there's stuff hanging around here. So you want it to pretty much just go across the body, kind of like a seatbelt. Alright, now once you have the waist on, then you get to the legs. So you want this right about here. Keep in mind where your hands are. You want to keep it on the strap. Be sensitive to the person. And then just make sure that this is on right. It's not flipped around. Alright, so this is on right. If it is flipped around, then just make sure to unflip it. Make sure that it's on right. And then just tighten it here. So this is good. The latch is going to be on the rope itself, so this is all you're going to need. Then you bring it to the person who's going to put them on the swing. The latch will be right there. They'll just latch on. But what you need to know is just how to put the harnesses on. So as people are waiting in line, they'll all get harnesses. One thing to keep in mind too, if you can notice, there's actually a whole bunch of different harnesses here. There's different sizes. We have extra small, small, medium, large. So depending on the size of the kid, will depend on which harness you want to put on them. So what we'd like to do is harness a bunch of people as they're in line. We'll have one person just unharnessing people and maybe a few different people putting harnesses on. It might be good to have one person per harness because some of these harnesses are just a little different. So if each person had one harness, then they would know exactly what to do. They would be familiar with it. So that was the putting on. Now the taking off, again, always start with the mid-waist. And when you do that, alright, so now I went on the swing, I came off. You want to make sure to loosen it as much as possible. You don't want to loosen it just enough for them to get off, because if you loosen it all the way, now it'll be ready for the next person who comes on, and it doesn't matter what size they are. So you want to loosen it all the way to the very end on each one of them. And now once it's completely to the end of each line, again you start here, then you start with the legs, then the person takes it off. Alright, right now we want to show you guys how to actually put someone in this. We already showed you how to try it on yourself, but on the ground here, what you do is you leave the harness like this. The two holes got to be on the bottom and the mid-waist on top. And what you do is you ask the person to step into these two holes. So if you could step into this hole, step into this next hole. Okay, and once their feet are here, you pull up on it just a little bit, and then you could ask them to, well actually no, I could pull up on it right here. Alright, so now that I have it here, and you want to tighten it, again start with the mid-waist, make sure it's tight, but not too tight. Does that feel good? Alright, and then here, you want to tighten this as well. Okay, both sides. So this is looking pretty good here. The latch is going to go right here on the mid-waist. So this person is ready to go. Now I'm going to show you guys taking it off. Again, you always start and end with the midway. So now I'm going to loosen this. And you want to make sure to loosen it as much as possible. It's always easier when it's on the body. Okay. And I'm going to loosen this one here to the very end. Okay, and then you could ask them to take it off. They would be able to do it. So go ahead, Mercer, drop this down, and could help them step out of it. And there you go. The person has been strapped in and then released.